afternoon, we are broadcasting live from the G20 Working Group taking place in Gqeberha under the theme of trying to unlock the endless possibilities found in the digital economy. Some of the key focus areas at this G20 Sustainable Group meeting are sustainable development and inclusive growth, ethical AI governance, and addressing global inequality. The beauty of the conversation this morning has been trying to find out from various countries what other countries are doing to develop their AI and what possibilities are there for African countries to unlock the digital economy. I'm joined this afternoon by Ali Mashishi, who is the DDG for International Relations. I think let's just first start here, just to break down for us, Ali, when someone speaks about the digital economy, what are we speaking about precisely?
Well, if you have noticed, there's a concept that has been going around called digital transformation. So what it means is that the ICT has been able to then become an enabler in terms of simplifying life activities, particularly in enhancing sectors that requires value chains to be able to advance human development. So when we speak about digital transformation, there are certain enablers that we must put in place. If you choose that you want to be a digital economy, everyone in that digital economy must be connected to the internet. If you choose to want to be a innovative driven, then you call the gig economy. Then you must be able to invest your funds and everything within the inventions, right? And there's another one called the circular economy. In a circular economy is that you have more consumerist kind of energy. Then you must make sure that whatever you have sustains you longer. So we as South Africa, we've chosen to follow the digital economy. So we must make sure that firstly, our people are connected in the internet, everybody. We must make sure that the infrastructure is a network of networks. We must make sure that the gadgets that are required are smart enough for people to be able to enable the services. And the biggest thing is affordability, that everyone must be able to afford to be in this space.
Then, Ali, what becomes the challenges now? We know obviously in South Africa we've got infrastructure problems, for instance. We've got rural areas where people still cannot connect because the various network systems cannot connect there. What are some of the challenges that we are facing as a country to grow this economy so that we also can be on par with developed nations?
Right. I think let's start where we are first. Countries, there are different levels of development. History plays a critical role as well. So we have, if you look at the government of national unity in terms of the priorities that they've put, firstly, the issue of job creation and growing the economy. Secondly, the issue of poverty alleviation, and then the issue on the capable state, right? So we need to address the spatial issues, challenges, right? 75% of the South African population stays in urban areas. And if we were to measure things on the basis of population coverage, we'll be able to leave people out. So we need to look at the geographic coverage so that anytime, anywhere, you are able to access this. So the challenge is that because we have competing priorities in terms of education, in terms of health, but what we've seen is that the ICT sector is able to then advance the sectors that are frontline, right? And also create services that people don't have to be inconvenienced to get into transport. So it solves a lot of issues like traffic jams, paperless environment, like convenience basically. But it comes at a price, because you need to change people's mindsets. You also need to change people's way of doing, right? Say for example, you were a business running on printing. Now we say paperless. So we need to allow that change management to happen. But at the same time, we need to be able to make sure that those equipments that you need for you to be able to use are accessible, right? So I think South Africa, in terms of the advancement, it's in the middle strata, because we've got about 70% of the people connected into the internet. But don't get it wrong, we still have almost 18 million people who have not connected. So when we talk about 2.6 billion people in the world not connected, we have got 18 million from South Africa. We need to bring those people in, because productivity is more about all the hands on deck, you understand? So I think the best thing that we can do for ourselves is to make sure that all the enablers are there. The issue of infrastructure, the issue of protection, people must feel protected when they use their phones. The issue of content, because that's what drives the content, and then the issue around innovation. But all that needs partnerships because you can't do it alone. You have to move with countries that already have a showcase and they have already done that so that they can be able to plug and play on what we can and then be able to create a uniqueness around that. Yeah.
Lastly, Ali, another focus is the issue of AI. Now, when you say AI, people get scared because they're just like, you're going to replace my job with a robot. But AI is the use of computer systems in a time where you'd rather use the human brain. How beneficial will AI be for our country, and how important are such conferences to teach developing countries the importance and the significance and the easy way out that AI does bring to a working environment?
Right. I think you have summed it up nicely in terms of understanding it because simplicity is important. But basically there are two types of AI. There is what is called generative AI. So generative AI is more about your prompt for information to come. So, and that affects sectors such as education, arts and culture, films, because you are able to then seek for information, right, at a particular time. So that can be able to influence the creativity aspect of people, or there can be fake information, duplications, and it comes with its own ethical issues, right? But it's more actually even biasness, because then somebody can be able to use generative AI for purposes that are nefarious and as well as make sure that they have an unfair advantage. The other category is called applied AI. That's where you use AI to be able to assist you to achieve your intentions. Let's say in the transport sector, you really want to understand how the transport sector is developing and how many cars are there, whatever. You then put the sensors on the road and you don't have people counting. As the cars moves, they are counted, right? The other important thing is, say you want to go to the Department of Health, right? You are a patient. And when you get into the door, it scans you, it tells the people who are supposed to help you who you are, what are your ailments, and then you get there, you just pick up your medicine and you go back, right? So the advancement of AI in a sense is that they are doing productivity enhancement, they are doing convenience, and then they are making sure that humans are freed to be able to think creatively, not to be disturbed by normal day-to-day things, right? Last, what I want to say about you is that there is three types of AI that they're talking about. There's what they call super AI. It's not there because it needs to deal with the brain, it needs to influence the brain, and it's very difficult, right? It's like feelings, and it's not there. And then there is what is called a general AI, right? A general AI is like when we go to the bank and then you're talking to the chatbot and whatever, right? And then there is what is called narrow AI. Narrow AI is like, you know, when people have to pick up bricks and whatever, but you have this robot that picks up the bricks, whatever. So we just need to make sure that we move steadily into the embracement of this technology. All technologies have been created to make life of human being easy, right? Actually, there's a book that talks about Homo Deus, says that the advancement of technology has always started to make human beings seem like God, because those problems that we used to have before are now being solved, right? We can live longer, we can be able to identify that what is it that kills you. So you can see the deepness of AI in terms of assisting us as humanity to grow and to be able to produce better as well. All right.
Well, that was the DDG for International Relations, Minister Ali Mashishi, just speaking about the possibilities that AI comes with, saying that for a long time when people think AI, they think that it's something that's going to replace their job. But he's saying that AI has a possibility to also make the working systems within government, working systems in the private sector much more seamless and much more easier, saying that if anything, South Africa still has a long way to go in terms of getting on par with developed countries, saying that in terms of trying to improve us getting that far, we need to improve our infrastructure as a country, also in try and improve connectivity, especially in the rural areas. The majority of people are still not properly connected to tap into the endless possibilities of digital communication, digital economy.